our plan for today is to look into exercise 2.3, 2.4, and if we have time, maybe tutorial 2. If not, the tutorial you may ask through WhatsApp lah, okay? As usual. Okay. So let's start with exercise 2.3 first. So exercise 2.3 is about tangent, the unit tangent, unit normal vector, binormal, curvature, and radius of curvature. Okay. Let me share my screen first. So we'll go through the question one by one, selected questions only, because we only have 5 questions, but I won't be try all lah. Except if you have a specific question, then you may answer at any time. Let's see 1B. Exercise 2.3, 1B. Find the unit tangent vector T at general point and at the given point. Okay, so when the question asks you about general point, mean dia nak cari dalam bentuk ada variable T tu. Okay. So general point means in terms of T lah. In terms of T lah. Dia mesti ada variable T. Okay, kalau given point, so sekarang ni soalan bagi T equals to -1 kan. So RT is equals to okay, so the unit tangent vector T is equals to R prime over the norm of R prime. Okay, so yang ini kita panggil norm atau ada buku panggil magnitude juga. So benda dia sama saja. Okay, so we differentiate R. Saya differentiate, saya buat dalam bentuk bracket. Bila saya buat dalam bentuk bracket, there will be no more I and J. Okay, let's see how I write my vector in terms of bracket. So T kuasa 2 dia akan jadi 2T, bezakan. Tambah 2, beza 2 dapat kosong. Okay, and then the J is T to the power of 3 means 3T squared minus 1. Bezakan -1 tu dapatlah kosong. So dia akan dapat macam ni. Okay, so the norm will be 2T squared plus 3T squared square root. Okay. Okay, so ini jawapan pada specific time at the general point. Okay, question answer at the general point. Now the question asks you to find when your T equals to -1. Okay, so you ada macam ini. Ataupun kalau dalam tulisan IJ dia ada -2 berpunca kuasa 13I tambah 3 per square root 13 G. Okay. So cara penulisan tu tak kisah. You can write in terms of bracket or you can write in terms of I, J, K. Okay, let's continue with question number 2. Now, okay, sekali lagi saya pilih 2B lah Find the unit tangent vector. So again, T and the unit normal vector. No, unit normal vector is N at general point and at the given point. Show that at the given point, T is perpendicular to N. Okay, so differentiate cos will get negative sign. Okay, base sin akan dapat cos. And then you differentiate t will get 1. Okay, yang kat bawah ni kita boleh simplify kan. Dia akan dapat 16 sin kuasa 2 tambah 16 cos kuasa 2 tambah 1. So the sin squared and cos squared is equals to 1. Cos squared t plus sin squared t. Actually not t lah. T ni boleh ganti. Theta boleh. Okay, 2t boleh. Okay, as long as the argument is the same, then it will be equals to 1. So this is identity. So now, bila you dah gabung yang ini, you akan dapat 16 saja. So 16 tambah 1 dapatlah 17. Okay. So this is the answer for general point. Now the question asks you to find at t equals to 0. So at t equals to 0, t0 will be equals to sin 0, cos 0, 1. Which is 0, 4, 1, 17. Or you can write in terms of 4 over square root 17j. Okay, this is j. This is k. The I is 0. So dia tak payah tulis lah, kosong tu. Plus 1 over square root 17 k. Okay, now we want to find n. N is equals to t prime over the norm of t prime. Okay, t prime tadi apa? Kat atas tu kan dia ada 1 over square root 17. Okay. Kita buat t prime dahulu. The 1 over square root 17, so saya buat keluar sebab dia cuma adalah it's only scalar. Okay. Now I want to differentiate sine, cos and 1. Okay, differentiate sine will be cos, but then there's a negative there, so negative 4 cos t. Differentiate cos will be negative sine, so negative 4 sine t. And then differentiate 1 is 0. Okay. And then the t prime, the norm of t prime is actually 4 cos t. Yang atas ni lah. Kali dengan square root 17 tu. Okay. And then 0 square also. 0 square tu 0. Tak payah tulis tempat tu. Okay. So we simplify this equation. This equation can be simplified. Kita permudahkan yang kat bawah dahulu. Okay, so again, this one, 4 square will be 16. The 17 square will be 17. So dia akan jadi 16 per 17. Okay, ini yang pertama. And then the cos will be cos squared t. Okay, and then plus, again, 16 over 17 sine squared t. And then there's still the big square root is still there, the big square root. Okay, so square root 16, yang ini dia macam ni. The cos and the sine plus sine squared ni, dia akan jadi 1. Okay, so tinggal yang ni. This one is actually 4 over square root 17 kan, sebab punca kuasa 16 adalah 4. Okay, so you have 1 over 17 square root negative 4 cos t, negative 4 sin t, 0. And then yang bawah tu cuma tinggal 4 per 17. Okay, and again this 17 boleh potong, yang 4 ni pun boleh potong semua. Then kosong-kosong lah. Okay, so what's left is negative cos t, negative sin t, 0. Itu saja untuk you punya n. Okay, and then at t equals to 0, your n is equals to negative cos 0, negative sin 0, 0. Negative 1, 0, 0. So negative 1 means I only. So basically, when you can cut out, when you can simplify the equation, do so lah. So the equation nanti akan jadi lebih senang. Okay. Okay, and then they ask, show that at the given point P is perpendicular to NT. How do you show two vectors are perpendicular? The two vectors are perpendicular if the dot product is also 0 kan? Means T dot N ni sama dengan kosong lah. Kalau dia sama dengan kosong, then T we set perpendicular to N. Okay, yang ini adalah perpendicular. Perpendicular tu maksudnya 90 degree. Okay, so sekarang apa T kita tadi? Yang ini T kosong ni. Which is 0, 4, 1 square root 17. 0, 4 over square root 17. 1 over square root 17. Betul? 0, 4, 1 square root 17. Okay. Dot with our n is negative 1, 0, 0. Which is kalau ni dalam ni dapat kosong, tambah ni dalam ni dapat kosong, tambah ni dalam ni dapat kosong, sama dengan kosong. So we say that T is perpendicular to N. Okay. Okay, question number 3. Kita tengok 3B. Kalau saya, if I go through very fast, okay, you must ask me to slow down. Kalau tak, saya go through je lah. Okay, find the binomial vector at the given value of T. R equals to that one, Et cos t, et sin t, and 1 at t equals to 0. Now it asks you to find the binomial vector. Okay, so how do you find a binomial vector? You ada actually two formula. The one is T cross N. Okay, the other one is R prime cross R double prime over. Let me find the formula first. I don't remember the formula. In fact, you don't have to remember the formula. The formulas are given through your assessment. The test, all the formulas will be given. For final also, all the formulas will be given. So, you tak perlu nak hafal formula And then saya selalu dapat, because this binomial vector, dia ada beberapa formula. And then students often ask lah, mana satu nak guna ni, mana satu nak guna. Well, actually, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's really up to you. Okay, you refer to the question. If the question asks you to find T and then find N, okay, and then to find the binomial, you just cross the two T and N. Okay, if the question didn't ask you to find T and N, you may use the first formula here or the second formula here. Okay, so kalau saya, and then it up to your preference. Okay, kalau saya lebih suka guna yang kedua tu, the cross product. Okay, sebab untuk cari T, saya kena bezakan, and then untuk cari N, saya kena bezakan T pula. Dia actually R prime lah, cuma bila pembezaan itu terlalu susah, when the differentiation becomes too complicated, then it's easier for you to use the second formula. However, okay, some questions, using the first formulas will be more easier. Okay, it really depends on the question. Okay, and up to your preference. Okay, let's say I use the second one. So I have to find the R prime. Okay, this is a differentiation technique that you have to understand. You have to know. Okay, for differentiation you have a few technique kan, which is the product rule, few rule lah, orang kata few rules that you have to understand, and then there are quotient rule, and then there are chain rule. Okay, so for this question, you have to apply the product rule. Why? Because you have exponent. Okay, exponent here multiply with a trigo. So two different function. When you have two different function, multiplication of two different function, so to do the differentiation, you have to use product rule. Okay, yang tu you kena tahu lah. And then kalau you punya function is again a two different function, but it's not a multiplication, it's in terms of division. Okay, in terms of bahagi kan, then you have to use a quotient rule. Okay, chain rule tu pula you kena tahu macam mana nak kena guna chain rule. Chain rule is when your the argument of your function is not in terms of the basic one that you have in table of differentiation. You ada table of differentiation kan? Katalah table of differentiation awak bagi cos t. Tapi soalan tu dia nak cos t kuasa 2. So this is what you have to use chain rule. Okay, because the t squared here. This is not product rule Ini bukan product rule. Ini bukan product rule. It is a chain rule. Sebab dia bukan hasil darab ni. Lain lah kalau dia T kuasa 2 cos T. Then this is the product rule. So you kena tahu beza. So this one, if you don't understand, you have to refer back. Okay? Because I didn't teach you this one in this class. However, you may ask if you don't understand. Okay? You can always ask me through WhatsApp. Kenapa cos kuasa 2, kenapa chain rule, kenapa product rule and everything. Okay, so let's go back to our question here. So we have ET cos T. So kalau product rule, you have to, there are U V prime plus V prime kan. So ET cos T, beza cos dapat negative sign. So tolak ET sin T. The second one is ET sin T, beza sign dapat cos tambah ET cos T. And then is 1, differentiate 1 you'll get 0. And then again, differentiate sekali lagi, you akan dapat ET cos T, beza cos negative sign. Oh, saya kena padam ni. Sekejap tak cukup tempat. Okay, actually they're still here. Beza sin dapat cos. So, ni tolak lagi. ET cos T. Okay, so you differentiate sign, you will get cos. However, there are apa ni? Negatif kat sini kan. Okay, so tolak lah kat situ juga. Okay, yang second one, ET sin T, beza sin dapat cos. Beza cos dapat negative sign. And then the third one is 0. Okay, so the R double prime, actually dia boleh tolak. Yang ini dengan ni boleh tolak sebab tolak saja. And then the ET sin T with ET sin T pun boleh tolak. So what's left is negative 2 ET sin T, 2 ET cos T, and 0. Itu saja. Then you can do the cross product. Okay, so 0i minus 0j, what's left is only your k. Your k will be okay, so this one cancel out. Okay, yang ni cos 2 tambah sin cos 2 sama 1. So yang tinggal 2 eksponen 2t. Okay. For r prime cross r double prime. Okay. So I can find my binomial vector, which is 2 eksponen 2t. Kalau square tu sama lah, dia akan potong balik. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be denominator. 2 eksponen 2t, 2 eksponen 2t square. So dia potong balik, so ini pun akan potong, so akan dapat k sahaja. Okay, so at t equals to 0, the question asks you to find t equals to 0. At t equals to 0, you're also equals to k. Because they are not t, right? They are not t, a value of t to substitute, then you're fixed. Jadi sama dengan k. Okay, boleh? Okay, so kalau tak ada soalan, we continue again with 4b. Now, arc length. Arc length, find the length of each of the following arc. Okay, the circular helix RT. So in this topic actually, the skills of your differentiation and integration is very crucial. Okay, so if you don't know how to integrate, you don't know how to differentiate, so please look at the differentiation integration back before you going further. Okay. Okay, well, we want to find the arc length for the circular helix RT equals to 4 cos t plus 4 sin t from 0,4 pi over 2 to negative 4,0 pi. Okay. So arc length is r prime dt from A to B. So the r prime is negative 4 sin t, 4 cos t, and 1. So the norm of r prime is negative 4 sin t squared plus 4 cos t squared plus 1 squared. So actually this one is 16 sin squared t plus 16 cos squared t plus 1. Oh, don't forget the square root. Okay, so this one you can factorize, you get 16 plus 1, which is 17. Okay. Okay, so actually you want to integrate the square root 17 with respect to dt from A to B. Okay, now you want to find your range A to B. A to B must be the one that in terms of t lah kan, sebab you nak integrate dt. Okay, you look back into your equation. You have 4 cos t, you have 4 sin t and t. So basically the one that refers to t is this one kan. So you hanya tengok pada z saja. So your z is pi over 2 until pi. So your range must be from pi over 2 until pi. Okay, faham eh? And then it must be in terms of t. Means t is from pi over 2 until pi. Okay, what about if this is not t? Mungkin dia adalah 4t. So kalau 4t, contoh kalau 4t, so you akan dapat macam ni kan, 4t. So you mesti jadikan yang ini sebagai t saja. So your t will be from negative pi over 8 until pi over 4. So this is your range, not the one that given lah. Faham eh? So you must make your range in terms of t only. So if you have to divide, divide. If you have to multiply, multiply. Okay? Whatever you have to do, your range must be in terms of t. So this is what we want to integrate. So again, 17 is only a constant. So you can bring outside the constant. So you only integrate in terms of dt. So integrate dt akan dapat t lah. So masukkan nilai pi over 2 until pi. So you'll get square root 17 pi over 2. Okay?
Doktor,
Yeah.
kalau untuk interval tu, kalau dia tak ada Z, so kita boleh pilih X atau Y je lah kan?
Kalau dia tak ada Z, you actually you tengok dekat mana variable t tu berada.
So macam kalau yang 4A kan, question A, dia ada 3 cos T tambah 3 sin T je.
You boleh ambil mana-mana. You boleh ambil yang 3 cos t atau 3 sin t. Tapi make sure your function, your variable tu in terms of t. So katalah sekarang 3, you nak ambil 3 sin t kan. Sin t sama kosong juga. You ambil 3 cos t. The first one is 3 cos t equals to 3. The second one is 3 cos t equals to negative 3 kan. So you dapatkan t kat sini dapat apa, t kat sini dapat apa.
Saya dah buat tapi jawapan dalam buku lain.
Oh ya ke? Kejap
Saya dapat 3 pi over 2 tapi jawapan 3 pi, saya tak tahu mana salah.
Awak punya interval tu daripada mana ke mana?
Saya dapat negative pi over 2 to 0.
Okay, sekejap Cos t equals to 1. Okay, so this one is t equals to 0. This one t equals to 5. So your interval is from 0 to 5. Ini soalan?
Oh doktor, saya salah dekat cos tu. 3 cos T equal to negative 3. Saya buat 3 sin T.
Oh, you kena ambil salah satu je. Kalau you ambil sin saja, cos saja. So sekarang kalau you ambil sin, dia kosong ke kosong kan. So you tak nampak dia punya ni. So kita ambil yang cos. Sebab kalau sin kosong pun kosong, sin pi pun kosong juga. So dia susah kita tak nampak kat situ. So you kena guna cos. Ambil cos hingga pi Okay, good question. So make sure you kena tahu interval tu. Yang mana you boleh ambil. So, contoh macam A tu lah. Sebab dia ada 2. Dan actually dua-dua boleh ambil. Cuma kalau kita ambil sin, dia dapat sin t equals to 0. And then the other one pun sin t equals to 0. Memanglah kosong sebab satu tu kosong, t equals to 0, satu lagi t equals to pi. And then if the sin pi is also 0, the sin 0 is also 0. So no use sebab you tak boleh nak nampak you punya interval. So use the cos instead. Okay, because the cos t tu dia ada beza. Dia ada satu tu positif, satu tu negatif. So we now actually kat mana dia punya ni. Okay, let's proceed with 5 yang saya nak ambil yang 5F because actually 5F ni soalan diberitahu salah, kita betulkan So you have R equals to 5 cos 3t, 5 sin 3t and 2t. And the question asks you to find curvature and radius of curvature. So again, curvature pun dia ada banyak formula kan. Saya tengok formula dulu. Saya rasa saya guna R prime je. Saya memang suka guna yang R prime cross-cross tu. Okay, so the formula is the norm of R prime cross R double prime divided by the norm of R prime to the power of 3. Or another formula is the norm of T prime divided by the norm of R prime. Okay. Okay, let's say I choose the first formula. So my R prime is beza cos negative sin. So negative 5 sin 3t. However, there are 3 here and 3t. So 3 ni pun kena darab bawa ke depan. Okay. If it's differentiation, then you multiply. If it's integration, then you divide. Okay. Itu beza dia. Maksudnya kalau sin AT, kalau saya bezakan, saya akan dapat beza sin dapat cos kan. So A cos AT. Tapi kalau saya integratekan sin AT, ni sambil-sambil lah sambil-sambil kita buat ni. Kalau saya ada something yang saya perlu bagi tahu in terms of differentiation integration, saya bagi tahu. But then the rest you have to find by yourself. Okay, so integrate sign will get negative cos. Difference from differentiation kalau sign differentiate dapat positive cos, tapi integrate dapat negative cos. So cos AT, however the A is divided ke bawah. Okay, so dia ke bawah. So dia beza lah in terms of differentiation and integration. Okay, so some notes for you there. Okay, so yang ini beza dapat ni, and then beza sign dapat cos. So 5, 3 again, cos 3t, and then beza 2t dapat 2. Again, differentiate again, kita akan dapat ni dah 15, negatif 15 darab 3 lagi, so negatif 45. Beza sin cos. Beza cos negatif sin, so negatif 45 sin 3t, and then beza 2 kosong. So kita buat cross product. Sorry. Okay, so R0 negative 90 sin 3ti minus 0 tolak tambah 90 cos 3t plus 645 minus plus sin square t minus plus 645 cos square t. So, Okay, so again sin squared cos squared ni jadi 1, so dapat 645 saja. Okay, apa lagi yang diperlukan? Itu sahajalah kan. Okay, so curvature will be negative 90 sin 3t squared plus AR prime 15. And then kuasa 3. Okay, permudahkanlah. Two to 9 square root 675. So ya, ni 675 sepatutnya. Ke 15 darab 45 675. Okay.
Madam,
Ya.
kan kalau curvature ni kan ada tiga formula kan. Macam kita nak bezakan nak guna formula yang mana?
Okay, so saya kata tadi dia ada few formula. So actually dia tak ada formula yang ini kena guna ni, yang ni kena guna ni, tak ada. Depends on the question and depends on your preference. Macam saya kata saya suka guna yang first ni. Sebab saya cari R prime, R double prime, itu saja, and then saya ni. Okay? Tapi ada orang dia tak suka buat cross product tu, dia guna yang T prime tu. Okay? T prime tu you bezalah, you just differentiate. However, kalau differentiation awak untuk T pun dah complicated, so untuk awak nak buat T prime tu lagi complicated kan? Okay? So you may try for the first formula. So dia tak ada formula yang ini senang, ini susah, tak ada. Okay? It depends on the questions. So and depends on awak suka buat cross product ke tak suka, itu saja. Kalau saya memang prefer yang first tu sajalah, sebab tapi ada orang dia tak suka buat cross product yang panjang-panjang ni. Faham? So dia tak ada satu tips yang okay, buat ni je. Kau buat ni memang kau dapat. Kalau macam tu dia tak perlu nak come up with another formula kan. Kalau satu formula tu dah boleh buat untuk semua soalan. Faham?
Okay, thank you madam.
Okay, so ini jawapan untuk curvature. And then the radius of curvature is 1 over kappa kan, which is 229/45 lah, terbalikkan dia. Okay, so awak boleh try. Yang ini saya guna first formula, so you may try this one. Okay, jawapan dia mesti dapat sama. Okay, so let us continue with 2.4. The motion in space. Okay, so motion in space ni dia ada velocity, acceleration, speed, the tangential component and normal component of acceleration, and basically that's it lah. Okay, see question number 1. Find the velocity and acceleration, and speed. Okay, so tak ada masalah lah ni kan. Dia cuma V, A and S. So the question, let's say 1B, the question gives you T squared and 2T. So it asks you to find at T equals to 1. Okay, so the velocity is actually the R prime. The acceleration is actually the R double prime or the V prime. Okay. So beza dapatlah 2T, 2. This one beza lagi dapatlah 2. kosong. So at t equals to 1, the velocity is equals to 2 to the acceleration. However, they are no function of t kan, they are no variable t, so it stick to 0 juga. Dia fix, dia constant, dia tak ada nilai t. Okay, so maksudnya kalau t equals to 2 pun itulah juga, t equals to 3, 4, 5 itulah juga dia punya accelerations. Okay, so B. Okay, how about speed? Speed is the norm or the magnitude of velocity, right? The magnitude of velocity, so t 2 squared plus 2 squared, which is 4t squared plus 4. So at t equals to 1, the speed equals to square root x. Okay, square root x. Okay, 2C. Use the given information to find the position and velocity vectors of the particles. Okay. So to find V, you have to integrate A. So it's vice versa from question number 1 lah. Kalau question number 1 tadi kita kena differentiate, yang ini kita kena integrate. Okay, to find V you have to integrate A, which is you have to integrate the cos t sin t exponent negative t. So in this topic, your technique for integration in differentiation is very crucial. So again, kalau you tak tahu macam mana nak integrate, macam mana nak differentiate, tengok yang itu dahulu. Okay. Okay, so this is what we call initial value problem. Kalau dia bagi macam ni. Okay, so the initial value problem, when you integrate, you have to plus the constant. Plus the constant, and then you have to find the constant. Okay, so basically integrate cos dapat sin. And then you integrate sin, will get negative cos. And then integrate exponent negative t, you'll get negative exponent negative t. However, dia bukan macam ni dia mestilah sin t plus c1 and then negative cos t plus c2 and then exponent negative t plus c3. Okay, the c1, c2, c3 is very crucial. So you have to find using the v naught tadi. Given v0 equals to negative I. Apa yang kosong ni? Kosong ni adalah nilai t. So kalau you masukkan t kosong ni kat sini tadi, you akan dapat sin kosong plus c1 negative cos 0 plus c2 and then negative exponent 0 plus c3 and everything is equals to what? Equals to negative I, which is negative 1, kosong, kosong. Okay, so you have to find the c1, c2, c3 based on this negative 1, 0, 0. Maksudnya sin kosong tambah C1 tadi sama dengan negatif 1. So sin kosong adalah kosong tengah kereta, so you dapatlah C1 sama dengan negatif 1. And then the second one, negative cos 0 plus C2 is equals to 0. Negative cos 0 is actually equals to negative 1 lah kan, sebab cos kosong sama dengan 1. So negative 1 plus C2 equals to 0, so C2 equals to 1. And then lastly, the exponent negative exponent 0 plus C3 equals to 0 again. Yang ini pun sama dengan 1. So negatif 1 tambah C3 sama dengan kosong, C3 sama dengan 1. So you substitute this into this one. You akan dapatlah V T equals to sin T minus 1. C1 is negative 1. Negative cos t plus 1 and negative exponent negative t plus 1. So that is your answer for V. Okay, so this one is very crucial for you to understand. Saya kata crucial maksudnya ada lah tu. Integrate yang tadi you dapat atas ni. Integrate sin t tolak 1, negatif cos t tambah 1, eksponen negatif eksponen t tambah 1. Okay, again, integrate sin will get negative cos. Integrate 1 bukan kosong differentiate 1 dapat kosong, tapi integrate 1 you akan dapat t. You kena beza differentiation and integration. Okay, now we are doing integration, not differentiation. Okay, so again plus C1. Don't forget to plus the okay, so don't forget to plus the C1, which is the constant for the first term. Okay, and then second term is negative cos t. Integrate cos, you akan dapat sin. So negative sin t plus c2, and term will be negative plus t plus c3. Okay, and then given r0 is equal to j minus I, right? J minus I. Okay, so j minus I is actually negative 1, 1, 0. Okay, this is for I, this is for j, this is for k. So susunan dia tu mestilah ikut negatif 1, 1, 0. Negatif 1, 1, 0. Okay. So kita masukkan t equals to 0 into our equation, the RT, which is R0 lah sekarang. Dia akan dapat negative cos 0 minus 0 plus C1. And then negative sin 0 plus C2. And then exponent negative 0 plus C3. And everything is equals to negative 1, 1, 0. Okay, so kita samakan belah kiri, belah kanan, belah atas, belah bawah tu. Negative cos 0 is 1. So negative 1 plus C1 equals to negative 1. Sin 0, 0, 0. Okay, so C2 sama 1. And then exponent negative 0 is 1 plus C3 equals to 0. So we have 0, C2 and C3 equals to negative 1. So again, this one substitute into our equation of RT. So RT kita ada apa? Negative cos t minus t plus C1. C1 kita adalah kosong juga, tak ada. Negative sin t plus C2. C2 kita adalah 1. And then exponent negative t plus C3. C3 is negative 1. So this is our answer for RT. Okay, so do it one by one lah, step by step. Okay, so question number 3 ada soalan tak untuk question number 3? So basically question number 3 is similar to question number 1. It asks you to find the velocity, acceleration and speed. Okay, yang ni kita dah tengok lah. So you have to find velocity given R, you have to find V and you have to find A. Okay, kalau diberi V, yang ini kena bezakan, yang ini kena bezakan. Tapi kalau diberi A, okay, so this one you have to integrate. This one also you have to integrate. Okay, so you kena tahulah dia punya beza tu Question number 4 pun sama, kita dah buat untuk sama dengan question number 2 tadi, which is find the velocity and position vector of particle that has been given acceleration. Means question number 3 you have to differentiate, question number 4 you have to integrate. Okay. Okay, let us proceed with 5F. 5C. 5C ni pun ada pembetulan. Okay, so saya tunjuk pembetulan dia kat sini Given that R equals to 3 sin t, 2 cos t, and negative sin 2t. And that is at pi over 2. Okay. 3 sin t, 2 cos t, negative 2 sin t, t equals to pi over 2. Find the scalar, tangential, and normal components of acceleration. So the question number 1 asks you to find AT and AN. Okay, the scalar, tangential, and scalar normal components of acceleration. Question number 2 asks you to find the curvature. Curvature of the path at the point where the particle is located at the stated time t. Now the time t is t equals to pi over 2. So kita cari AT dan AN dahulu So formula untuk AT dan AN ni adalah V dengan A. Tapi salah satu tu dot product, satu tu cross product kan. Okay, so kita tahu V ni adalah R prime. And then A is R double prime kan. So yang ini actually samalah juga dengan R prime cross R double prime cross dengan R prime geometry. Okay, formula yang tadi juga Tapi ditulis dalam bentuk velocity and acceleration. Because in this topic, we are talking about velocity and acceleration. Okay, now let's find V first. So differentiate. Sign akan dapat cos negative sign, and then sin cos again ada negative. Tapi dia ada 2 kat sini kan, so dia akan darab 2. Okay, tu beza dia. So A will be negative 3 sin t, negative 2 cos t. So 2 darab lagi 2 dia akan jadi 4. Beza sin dapat cos negative 4 cos 2t. Okay, so I can do my AT. My AT is okay, dia ada V pi over 2 kan. Okay, kita masukkan dulu. V pi over 2 is zero. Negative 2 0. A pi over 2 is negative 3 0 negative 1 times negative 4 4. Okay, so our AT at t equals to pi over 2 0 0 0, so 0 lah ni. 0 over V prime. V tadi apa? V prime. Negative 2 square root. So, kosong So, for AN at t equals to pi over 2, it is actually a cross product. So you have to find the V cross A dulu. V is 0, -2 0, -3 0 4. Oh silap, sekejap saya silap. Saya tak bezakan lagi kat sini. Beza sin sepatutnya dapat cos. So 2 cos 2t. Beza cos dapat negative sign. So nanti positif. So 4 sin 2t. So here should be cos 2 negative. Cos negative. Negative positive 2. And here sin pi is 0. Negative 2 0 0. So still 80 0 0 0 over. Apa salah ni? The negative, negative 2 squared plus 2 squared square root, which is 0 over square root x, still 0. Okay. Okay, yang ini 3 kosong 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 2. It is actually 0 to 2 3 0 0. Okay, so I 0 0 0 I minus j is 0 minus plus 6j plus k is 0 minus 6k. So you'll get negative 6j minus 6k. Okay. So the norm of v cross A is equals to negative 6 squared plus negative 6 squared square root, which is 36 plus 36 is 72, 72 squared square root. Okay, so your AN here, saya tulis kat bawah ni, should be the norm of V cross A over the norm of V. The norm of V kita dah dapat tadi, which is square root 8. Okay, this is square root 72, and then dia ada square. Sorry, tak ya. Okay, so kita permudahkan kalau boleh permudahkan which is square root 9, which is equals to 3. So this is your AN. And then the curvature is actually sama macam AN, but then the V dia ada kuasa 3. Itu je beza dia. So dia akan jadi sama lah. Square root 72 with square root 8, but then the square root 8 is to the power of 3. Okay. So maksudnya kat sini dia akan jadi ni 3 kan tadi. So 3 per muncul kuasa 8 kuasa 2. Muncul kuasa 8 kuasa 2 which is 8. So 3 per 8. Okay. So your AT is equals to 0. Your AN equals to 3. And your curvature is equals to 3 over 8. This is the answer for 2.4 actually. So you boleh betulkan. Okay, so we have finished chapter 2 altogether. You may start your study, your revision for test this Friday. Okay.